We heard Kukulin say he needed help. There's 2 people over there. We're going to rotate over. Neither of the people have beads, so we're going to want to rotate over and try to ult both of them if we can, but we will just ult one of them if we need to. We're on our way. Just hold in there, fellas. Serket is going to be our target. We're just going to go ahead and ult her. She doesn't have beads, so she can't get out of it. We're going to use our 3. We're able to clean her up with our flames. Now we're going to use our flames on this King Arthur. We pop our shell. That way we can help out the Ymir while he's trying to use his ultimate. That is a great Ymir wall. We should be able to clean him up right here. We use our chain. We're going to use our flames. And we're able to get the King Arthur. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a skin showcase with the ONI Guardian ARES. We got a few skins the other day, so we're going to try them out and do a little bit of a how-to as well. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you subscribe to the channel for some more content. And if you are a returning viewer, this is almost the perfect team to go against as ARES. Each one of their characters has some form of a jump or a dash, and with our 1, we're going to be able to cripple them out of it. So let's go ahead and jump into his abilities. ARES 1 is Shackles. ARES is going to shoot a chain forward. It's going to pass through minions and stop at the first god that it hits, crippling them and preventing them from dashing. If ARES does successfully hit a chain, he's going to be able to fire another chain within 2 seconds. He can fire up to 3 chains. Each chain is going to apply a 15% slow, and it's going to increase ARES' movement speed by 15%. ARES 2, Bolster Defense, just recently received a buff. Now it has HP 5 on it. So anytime ARES pops this 2, his allies are going to gain protections, HP 5, and crowd control reduction. For each enemy that is shackled, the protections are going to be increased by 7. Real quick, before we continue with the abilities, as you notice, we bought Hand of the Gods and we popped it on our purple buff. This is going to allow us to establish a little bit of lane pressure before the enemy team can rotate the lane. This should allow us to start poking the enemy. ARES 3, Searing Flesh. ARES is going to shoot some flames out in a cone attack in front of him. It's going to deal damage 8 times across 4 seconds. ARES is immune to knockbacks for this duration. It's going to deal 5% of the maximum health for minions, and then as you level up this ability, it's going to deal from 1 to 3% of the maximum health per tick from enemy gods. ARES' ultimate, No Escape, is a beads burn. ARES is going to jump into the air, become CC immune, and shoot some chains around him. Any enemy that was hit by a chain is going to be pulled towards ARES after 2.5 seconds, and then they're going to be stunned. ARES' passive, Blessed Presence. Each completed ore item that ARES owns is going to grant him an additional 30 magical power. This is directly going to affect how we build ARES. Taking a look at the matchup, Bacchus and Anher both have jumps, and the jump from Anher is a knockback, the jump from Bacchus is a knock up. In the description of the 3, it says ARES is immune to knockbacks, so we're going to have to see if we're also immune to knockups. We hit our chain, Anher is going to be unable to jump away. We get stunned by the Bacchus. We're going to shoot some flames, get a little bit of damage off. But we have really high pressure. They're just hiding under tower. Since we have this much pressure, we should probably do something with it. Right now, both harpies are up and the purples are going to respawn. So we could try to make it to where we can invade the enemy purple after another wave. Or we can rotate out and get a harpy. We are running kind of low on mana. Here comes the Serket. We're going to shoot a chain. We're able to cancel her out of her 1. We get 3 chains off. We're going to burn this Bacchus. He pops a shell. We're going to have to turn around. We're not going to be able to get this Bacchus. We have 2 people chasing our Heimdall, and we're completely out of mana. The best we can do for him is pop a shell. Unfortunately, we are unable to get it. Ymir is going to get a freeze onto this Serket. Bacchus jumps back in. We're going to use our 3, and we're able to burn down the Bacchus. So, as you noticed a little bit earlier on, that Serket was dashing with her 1. We hit her with a chain and it just immediately stopped her ability. Serket has 2 dashes, so we want to try to cripple her with our chains as often as possible. Right here, we're going to kind of just hold lane, wait for our Heimdall to come back so we can get some of this XP. In terms of the leveling order, level 1, we're going to want to put a point into our 3. Level 2, we're going to put a point into our chains. Level 3, we're going to put another point into our flames. Then at level 4, we're going to put a point into our 2. We're going to max out our 3, max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 1, then max out our 2. We are pretty low on health and mana, so we're not really trying to fight this. We're going to use our flames. That's kind of our only ability that we can use right now. We're going to go ahead and fall back, hit the purple buff. We do have enough money for boots, so we're probably going to hit this purple buff and then back. The purple buff is going to increase our, or whoever picks it up, attack speed, and it's also going to reduce the protections of enemies that stand too close to the enemy or us that has a purple buff. We're going to go ahead and pick up these shoes of the Magi, get a little bit of additional power, and get some lifesteal online. Ares is pretty aggressive as a guardian. You want to get in and you want to deal damage. So we're going to try to get a little bit of lifesteal in return to reward us for our aggression. We could go into cooldown boots and that would help us get our ultimate off more often. However, the lifesteal boots are going to help us survive a little bit more. So we're rotating back left. We're going to see if we can catch this on her off guard. If we can chain him and flame him, we'll be in some good shape. We just hit level 5. Taking a look at the enemy team, I think on her was the only one who got beads. So Ket got Blink, Bacchus got Shell, King Arthur got Teleport, and Baba Yaga got Aegis. We miss our chain. No point in really trying to bop with that Bacchus. We see Bacchus rotating left. We try to tell this Heimdall to back it up. We start rotating over in case there's anything we can do to help. We do have a shell for him, and we do have our ultimate. We misplayed that. We should have popped our shell as soon as we could. We were going to come in and ult them off of our Heimdall, but then the On Her used his ultimate, granting him CC immunity. If we would have used our ultimate right there, we would have not pulled that On Her, and he would have been able to keep his beads. We want to try to pull the On Her and force him to use his beads. Right here, we're just going to hold wave for the Heimdall, take a little bit of damage. So what this does is if these minions walked into tower, I would get the gold and the XP, but the Heimdall would not. By holding them here, waiting for our minions to come start attacking them, Heimdall is now gaining some XP that he would not have gotten if we did not do anything. Colin, call us for help. We're going to go ahead and rotate to our purple. Help Heimdall hit this while we're here. We're also just going to get some additional XP. That's the main reason we're hitting this with Heimdall. We're going to use our 3. We heard Kukulin say he needed help. There's 2 people over there. We're going to rotate over. Neither of the people have beads, so we're going to want to rotate over and try to ult both of them if we can, but we will just ult one of them if we need to. We're on our way. Just hold in there, fellas. Serket is going to be our target. We're just going to go ahead and ult her. She doesn't have beads, so she can't get out of it. We're going to use our 3. We're able to clean her up with our flames. Now we're going to use our flames on this King Arthur. We pop our shell. That way we can help out the Ymir while he's trying to use his ultimate. That is a great Ymir wall. We should be able to clean him up right here. We use our chain. We're going to use our flames, and we're able to get the King Arthur. So that was a very helpful rotation for our team. The Serket probably stayed a little too long trying to fight instead of just like rotating, dealing damage, and realizing that she can't really do too much else. Instead, she overstays, and that gives us the time to rotate over and deal some damage. Bacchus is here. We're just going to jump around. We're going to hold the wave for Hera, so it doesn't really matter how much damage we deal to these minions. Looks like Hera's backing. We miss our chain onto Baba Yaga. Number 1 tip for Ares is don't miss your chains. So unfortunately, we were not really able to test if Bacchus's jump is going to knock us up. Serket comes in, does some good damage, and she's able to get the pick onto us. We were holding wave. I don't know. We were just kind of sitting there, waiting to be picked, I guess. We were trying to hold wave for the Hera. Good play by the Heimdall on Ymir. They're able to get a pick. So after going into the lifesteal boots, we are going to be going into the Gauntlet of Thebes. The Gauntlet of Thebes is going to provide us 300 health and 15 HP 5. It has a passive that for each assist we get, we're going to gain a stack of magical and physical protections. At 50 stacks, this item is going to evolve and provide a aura that is going to give 10 protections of magical and physical to all allies standing within 70 units of us. So it's a little counterintuitive, but we're going to be going into Gauntlet of Thebes, and we're not going to get our aura, which is going to provide the additional 30 magical power until we have it fully evolved. So if you want to be a little bit more aggressive early on, you could go into a different aura item like Sovereignty or a Heartward Amulet, and that would give you a 30 magical power spike really early on. But Gauntlet of Thebes is a stacking item, so we want to start stacking it as soon as possible. It is going to make us a little bit weaker, but once we get it stacked, it's going to make us pretty strong, and it's going to be very helpful for our teammates. So far, I really like the skin. I like the colors. I like the glowing orangey red. I think the skin is pretty good. You can't really see his face. His face looks really cool on the card art, but unfortunately you just can't see it right now. We're going to rotate left. It looks like Heimdall's being chased. I don't think we're going to make it in time, but we're still going to make an effort. So Heim goes down. We're just going to come over here and be a band-aid for his lane, prevent the minions from walking in the tower. We do have enough money for Gauntlet of Thebes, but we're just going to sit here and wait for our Heimdall to get back. So even though we're not dealing any damage, we are gaining XP and gold. We're going to do a little bit of poking. I don't know why I decided to start attacking the minions. We really should just be holding them for our Heimdall. Because we attacked them, our minions were able to clear it. I don't think he got any gold or XP, so I don't think we actually have the wave for him. I think we just kind of took his wave. So that was a little bit of a misplay. We should have just sat there and soaked up the damage. And now he's saying, get out of my lane. Which, I mean, we tried to hold wave for him. We just kind of oofed it last second. Don't know why. I decided to use my flames. But we're going to go ahead and back and pick up our Gauntlet of Thebes. Then we are going to be going into Sovereignty. But before we buy anything, we're going to pick up some health potions and some wards. We probably should have bought the tier 1 of Sovereignty. The reason we're going into Sovereignty is they have 3 physical characters. They have Anher, Serket, and Arthur. If they had 3 magical characters, we probably would be going into Heartward Amulet first. We're going to rotate right. We do have our ultimate to try to pull him into tower. We know that King Arthur does not have beads. Looks like we're just going to run up and ult him. Hit him with the chain so he can't dash. We only hit him with one of the chains, so that is very unfortunate. King Arthur's trying to turn his attention. We're going to pop R2. That's going to give some bonus protections to ourselves and to the Q-Colon, along with some HP 5. Ymir is rotating in. We're going to tell him they're missing in the lane, and we're going to ping where they are. So now Ymir knows he doesn't need to show up in lane. He can just run straight to the blue buff. We're going to try to provide a little bit of support. We do have a shell if things get dicey. We chain the Serket. That's going to prevent her from getting a majority of her damage off because she's most likely leveling up her 1 first. We are here to provide a little bit of support. Baba Yaga is here. We're going to pop our shell, try to get the Ymir out. We're going to try to focus the Serket with our chains. Ymir is able to just turn and burn her. We're going to hit Baba Yaga with 3 chains. Then we're going to activate R3. remove 3% of her health with our 3 per tick, so a total of 24% of her health. We have 3 people here. They don't really have anyone that can defend it, so we're just going to start getting pokes on the tower. If you are grouped up and you can start pushing a tower like this, I would recommend it. It might be a while before more people come over to solo lane to try to help out, so you want to try to burn it down. So as support, we're kind of being a shot caller. We're saying, let's go for these objectives, let's retreat, let's attack here. We are a rotating band-aid, and we're trying to just tank things for our team. So I know we just got the tower and we pushed people back, so we should be able to get this Pyromancer for free. I know that the Cuchulainn was asking for his blue a little earlier on, so we're going to go ahead and rotate over and secure it. We drop it, and now we're going to go ahead and back. We have a pretty penny in the pocket. We see King Arthur nearby. We're going to see if we can bait him back to our tier 2 tower. We're going to go ahead and ult him. Bring him into tower, shoot him with the chain, shoot him with another chain, shoot him with the 3rd chain, and activate our 3. Doesn't do a whole lot, but maybe it'll give our Cuchulainn a bit of an advantage in the lane fight. So we're going to go ahead and back. He's a very tanky boy. We're going to pick up Sovereignty, and Sovereignty is going to provide us 250 health, 45 physical protections, and it has a passive that any allies standing within 70 units are going to gain 15 physical protections and 35 HP 5. HP 5 is the amount of health you gain per 5 seconds. So every second, we're going to be gaining 7 health. That is going to be very helpful whenever trying to regenerate outside of combat. And we're sharing that with our teammates. So anyone who stands near us is going to gain 10 physical protections from the Gauntlet of Thebes, an additional 15 from Sovereignty, plus 35 HP 5. We are going to be a buff for our team in these team fights. So we want to stay grouped with at least one person. We're not going to have a whole ton of damage, but we're going to have a decent setup in our 1 that's going to prevent people from dashing away or dashing in. And we're going to be providing additional buffs for our teammates. So we spent a little time over in left, we spent a little time over in right. Now it's time to do a little bit in mid. We hit 2 chains. We're going to activate our 2, then we're going to activate our 3, get some max percentage of their health removed with our 3. King Arthur's here. We're just going to make sure he doesn't ult anyone too crazy. We're trying to ult 3 people. Ymir separates himself from us with his wall. We probably should have ulted earlier, but we got greedy and we're trying to hit 3 people. We're going to fall back. This King Arthur is going to be an issue if we miss our chains. There's no tower here, so we're not necessarily going to ult. Hera is able to polymorph him. We're able to chain him. No more dashes for King Arthur. Now he's going to be in some trouble. We're going to activate our 3, and we're able to get the pick onto the King Arthur. Looks like they pulled back. Looks like Heim had some fun over in left. He was able to get the tier 2 tower. Now he's invading the red buff. We're going to rotate over and see if we can help him out. We hit the chain onto the Bacchus. Now he's not going to be able to jump away. We're going to activate our 3. And he just knows he's dead, so he gives up. Now we should be able to burn down the Gold Fury. No issue. We are making the calls for the objectives. As support, you're basically saying, let me go tank this objective, damage, please come help. I feel like it's easy to be a shot caller whenever you're support, so you want to be using VGS and kind of guiding your team as much as possible. We're also going to be buying wards and trying to set them up in mid to help out our mid laner. So we have enough money for the Heartward Amulet. Heartward Amulet is going to provide us 55 magical protections and 250 health. It has a passive that allies within 70 units are going to gain 15 magical protections and 30 MP 5. If HP 5 is the amount of health you gain in 5 seconds, MP 5 is the amount of mana you gain in 5 seconds. So now, allies that stand near us are going to gain 25 magical protections, 25 physical protections, 30 MP 5, and 35 HP 5. We are going to be very helpful to stand around. Not to mention we also have our 2 that can give CC immunity, CC reduction, not immunity, protections, and also additional HP 5. We're going to go ahead and just kind of sit in mid. Right now we're just keeping King Arthur away from our damage. There's not too much that we can do to him by ourselves. He's kind of, I can't tell if he's duking our chain. ARES going to get some damage onto Baba Yaga. We're just going to hang out with King Arthur. As long as he's not attacking our characters and he's jumping with us, we're actually doing a service to our team. We're not going to be able to do a whole lot, and even if we burn our kit, we're going to be in a weak position where we don't have our kit. Colin rotates in, the truce is over, now it's time to fight. We get our cripple onto King Arthur. We're going to try to push Serket away from the fight. We're going to fall back. We really want to be trying to protect Kara right here. We pop a shell, very early shell, but maybe it deterred people from pressuring up. We miss our chain, that's a bad chain to miss. We're going to hit R3 onto the King Arthur. We should be able to burn him down. Hare is able to get the pick onto the King Arthur. We're going to rotate mid. We do have Blink as our second relic. We're going to blink in, ult him. He jumps away, so now he's not going to have his jump once we pull him. We get 3 chains. Heimdall's able to get the pick onto the Bacchus. Now we're going to turn our attention to the tower. Now we're going to turn our attention to mid. I can't. Ymir walled us, and now he's trying to freeze us. I don't know what's going on there. We got the middle Phoenix. There's 2 people left, and I think the On Her stopped playing. I haven't seen him in a minute. I make the call to go to left Phoenix. They make the call to go to Fire Giant. I think either is kind of a valid call. We're going to go ahead and pick up the speed buff. We're going to use our 3. Auto attack cancel. Use our 1 and get another auto off. Now we're just going to be autoing down the Fire Giant. We really are not doing a whole lot right here. Ymir is kind of zoning all the way up near the Phoenix. Looks like he's trying to set a trap. We're going to go ahead and turn our attention to the Pyromancer. It's going to be a free objective.
Attack right lane.
We have full health, full mana. We don't have enough for a full item, so we're just going to start trying to apply a little bit of pressure on this right tower. Baba Yaga is going to dash away. We have a bunch of archers, so Colin and myself should be able to take this tower down.
On my way. Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
We're going to group up the minions. There's On Her. He's been 12 for a while, so I don't know what he's doing. We're kind of peeking his build. Doesn't look like he built anything for a minute. So abilities to watch out for. I think Bacchus's stun can cancel R3. Serket's taunt can cancel R3. King Arthur's ultimate can cancel R3. And Baba Yaga's occasional silence can cancel R3. We're going to go ahead and tank it for our team. We could pop our 2 to gain some additional protections and reduce the damage that we're taking.
Your team has destroyed a left enemy Phoenix.
Their whole team's kind of just sitting in Fountain. King Arthur leaves. We're going to use our 3 on the Titan. We're going to get a little cheeky and try to ult them. But then Serket gets very cheeky and throws us into Fountain. So, yeah, that was not necessary on our part at all. We definitely could have prevented that death. But it looks like our team is going to be able to close this game out. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel out. If you feel like you learned anything at all or just had a good time, be sure to subscribe to the channel and get some more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.